It was an important win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road against the Atlanta Falcons in Week 1. Emeka Egbuka, a big reason why. 4 catches, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns, and really his attention to detail is a major reason why the Buccaneers were successful offensively and walked away with a W. So let's dive into some film to take a look. All right, guys, Emeka Egbuka, Week 1. We'll get to that game-ending sequence shortly, but want to highlight some of the details in his game that make him look like a 6-7-year veteran rather than a rookie. So we'll let this play out here, but you're going to get this corner route, and you're going to get Egbuka on a crosser, right? And what Egbuka does that some young receivers don't do, right, is young receivers could just run into this coverage, right? Run to where the linebacker is because that's continuing their crossing route, right? But Egbuka, seeing that Baker's continuing to roll to try to find somebody, creates a window, right? Works back downhill, finds space rather, and it, giving that window for your QB is a big deal. And I think that's why you'll see by season's end, Egbuka have really high marks in terms of yards per out run against zone coverage. Same thing here, right? Running this kind of stop to the middle of the field. And if Baker isn't pressured early, right, and has to get rid of it, I think Egbuka has a chance to get this one. Really good spacing in the zone triangle there as well. And then here, just a really good job adjusting to a football that is up and behind him, and then somehow continuing with impressive momentum and kind of keeping his speed as he lands. I just feel like it's a really nice detail. He caught everything at Ohio State, right? It shouldn't be surprising that he makes a good catch and then is able to still take advantage of that with the ball in his hands. Here, it's, again, detailed route running, right? Sets him up by kind of pushing to the inside, and then he's going to threaten the leverage of the safety late, and it's going to open up a potential touchdown, right? If Baker makes that call. Really good. Just a little bit of pressure, right? Gets to the safety a little bit. He kind of retreats, gives himself an opportunity, right? And then here, again, the first touchdown, it's really just about, good spacing and work to find a lot of green grass in this sort of pseudo zone triangle here. Kind of more of a square per se, but again, plenty of spacing between the defenders. Great throw by Baker, continues on the route. Baker leads him. He knows where he wants him to be, and Egbuka just keeps going. Really, really good. Here, love this as well. Just kind of work through contact and adapting to what defenders do. This guy's going to jump outside. Egbuka's going to jab back to the inside, right, and kind of try to occupy this defender, one, to maybe potentially open up these underneath routes, right? And then, also occupy the safety so this backside dig is open. And then here, bottom of your screen, pretty good work through contact here, actually. And I think Baker could have gone his way on this one as well. Again, don't know the design. Obviously, the primary is probably Shepard here if he's going that way, or at least the primary is, maybe it's Evans, but I think Baker's more looking at what the defenders in the middle of the field are doing. But again, this is good work through contact, right, to potentially stack and win down the field. So now, this touchdown for Bucky Irving, really like this because Egbuka's really not looking for the ball. He knows this really isn't for him, right? But what he does is he generates just a little bit of contact to occupy this defender long enough for Bucky Irving to have space to work within the flat, right? It's very, very subtle, but I do think it's clearly what's happening here with Egbuka, right? Just get good positioning and just occupy / slightly contact the defender enough to slow him down so Irving can get a clean look and find the end zone there. Now, another one where I think, you kind of get this sort of switch release where Egbuka's going to try to, again, occupy this defender, right, so that Shepard's got a clean release into his route, right? And now you got a trailing defender. But also Egbuka, classic. Look at the gear down ability. Really nice. Really good work there. Just continuing to do all the right things to, A, help his teammates, but then he sees when he can eat as well. So here's the end game sequence, right? This is a trio of plays in the fourth quarter where it just set up perfectly for the game winner here. So you're going to get this sort of, probably hitch route here, and then you're going to get the dig, from Evans, and Egbuka's going to run the post. Okay? And so it's almost like a wrap a little bit where you want to occupy this defender so that there's a window behind. And what Egbuka does, again, just classic stuff, right? See him stem late at the defender and then just blows by him, right? Just blows by him. Now, the dig was open, right? If you didn't see it. It was there, right? The dig is there if Baker wants to go that way. And he will, right? Egbuka knows he has a touchdown, though. But now here's the same concept again. Trips to the field side, right? Wrap, occupy this defender, dig behind is open. Now, what's important is, and Egbuka realizes it, right, is the safety is starting to clamp down on this dig route. He knows now, okay, when they're in trips and this is going to be a hitch, they're looking for this dig route while Egbuka's still winning on this post, okay? Now, the touchdown. Once again, it just looks different because it's flipped, right? But it still trips to the field side, and you're going to have the wrap right here and the dig. Watch how this defender and the safety are both locked into this dig route, okay? Look at this. Defender comes off of this hitch because he knows that the dig is coming, and look at your free safety ready to clamp down. So now, all Egbuka has to do is do what he's done, right? Stem, late pressure, win the post. Stem. Now, look at the head and shoulders, peeking to the outside to get this defender to retreat, let him be able to cross the face and win the route. And he does just that, touchdown. Easy. Easy work for Emeka Egbuka. And that attention to detail is going to matter for the Buccaneers all season long on offense. That attention to detail, knowing, okay, this is what's happening. We run this again, we'll have a touchdown, for me, right? And it's going to happen for other guys as well, right? You saw in the Notre Dame game, right, talking about, they can make this play to Jeremiah Smith. So it shouldn't be surprising, but it's super, super fun to watch a player like Egbuka just be able to dominate with the details at the receiver position. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one on Emeka Egbuka. If you did, throw a like down there, subscribe if you're new. Plenty more rookie film and others on the way very, very soon. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Farewell.